All right, we will now turn to multiple linear regression models. Before we had simple linear regression model with one X variable, and now we have more than one X variable. The extension is straightforward. We just add additional X variables here into the linear model, right? So there's nothing special about it. It's just the same. Given that we have multiple X variables and multiple betas, we could now write this in matrix notation where we have beta is a vector and X is a matrix. And the epsilon is also a vector, right? The Y is also a vector, the vector of responses. So together, we call the beta I the regression coefficients. I sometimes find it's easiest to just look at just a little example to fix ideas. And here I have one. And I asked in a previous class, how long did it take you to walk from home to your first classroom this morning? Where the response is the time measured in minutes. And we have two variables. One is how far is your home from school measured in kilometers. And second is, did you walk or do something else like biking or driving or something? So this is obviously a little silly example, but I'm hoping it helps to see what's going on here in multiple linear regression. And because it's a little silly example, I have also a little silly sample with only a sample size of 4. The students are not silly, obviously. It's just the sample size that's silly. It's 4. So I have 4 observations here. And the time it took these 4 students is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, and 2 minutes. And then I have my 3 coefficients, the intercept beta 0, the coefficient for x1 and the coefficient for x2. And so if you see these 3 are multiplied onto these 3, so the intercept is always 1, right? So 1 times beta 0 plus 0.1 times beta 1. What was beta 1? How long it took them to get to the first class. So here's a student that claimed he or she did that in 0.1 minutes. That is rather fast, 6 seconds. And then did they walk or did they do something else? There's a 1 here that indicates that they walked. All right, the second student, they also walked and they took 1 minute. And the third student, they didn't walk, they did something else and they took 7 minutes. Wow, that sounds counterintuitive. Let me look at this. Did you walk? Yes is 1. So they didn't walk and they took longer. All right, it's counterintuitive, but this is why the example is silly. So they took 7 minutes and they didn't walk, and here they took 5 minutes and they didn't walk. So this is our X matrix. The column is, there's always in an X matrix, there's one column corresponding to the intercept with full of 1s. And often we put it as the first column. And then we also put the intercept as the first coefficient here. But of course, you could put these at the end and then make this the last column. So the order doesn't really matter here. All right, so much for this little example. This is the end.